Hi everyone. Hi. Welcome to Saturday Noon Live with Tara. So sorry it's a little bit delayed, but as always, did not want to miss saying hello. Had to go somewhere in the morning and tried to rush back for noon. But as long as we've got the bit between noon and 1:30, I feel like it's kind of like not too bad. But yeah, went to visit a very dear friend and now back, went to visit a bestie, and now back home. And thank you guys for all the very kind comments for the kids' Founders Day performance yesterday. I have to admit, we are very proud of them. Both Zen and Sakai performed really well, and they're in those teenage years, as I've told you before, where they don't tell us much, especially Zen. Zen does not disclose much about what he's doing, but I have to say, his stage presence, his it's embarrassing for me as a mom to say, but the good looks that seem to, be very sort of, I don't know, it was, we were very proud of both of them. And yeah, I hope, we're all fine, happy, successful, safe forever, touch wood, and that the kids are able to pursue their passions successfully, whatever they may be, touch wood. So, while I've talked often about Kai and his passion for football and Kai and sport, I find that this other side, which we're seeing with both of them, and especially with the older one, of performing and loving to be on stage and act. It's quite moving, especially because for me, my love of acting began on that stage. In school and then in Sophia Auditorium, and yeah, so it's been quite wonderful to watch. I've posted little videos, do check it out. Of course, it also makes me teary and think of my dad, Pratap Sharma, who was really known for, his voice, his stage presence, his acting, his good looks. So I have to say, it really made me one feel that daddy is watching from above and proud of his grandsons. And of course, Rupak's side of the family too. My mother-in-law loves theater and performing and directing, and of course, I do too. Although no one will acknowledge my part of the gene pool in terms of the kids at that age where they're like, no, mama has nothing to do with anything. So that's okay. As moms, we have to learn to, take that in our stride, right? So I've read so many posts now that when a door is banged on your face, quite, I mean, maybe not literally, but as a mom of teenagers, when they say, Mama, we don't want you here. No, you don't know anything. Deep down, it's actually also a time when we have to be there and we're more involved than we know. Um, Hi, Andy, saying, I love you. Well, love you. Thank you. The cool Gymholic says, ma'am, big fan of yours. Parmeshwar says, good evening, Tara. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Muin says, you still look as young as you were in Masti. How do you maintain yourself? That's very kind of you, Moeen. Touch wood to that. I've always been a believer, and I say this all the time, in consistency over quantity. A little bit of exercise every day, balance. A few days ago, a friend of mine didn't believe it when I said I don't color my hair, but it's the honest truth. I swear to God, I do not color my hair. This is my real natural hair, and yeah, and the truth is, it's because as a kid, I think when I was 15, I've said this before, I had to color my hair for a hair commercial. And I won't say the brand because it's a very good brand, but at that time when they did hair commercials, they put this really blue black color in the hair, and it really made my hair feel like hay. And I wasn't happy about it. And I realized then that for me, being natural and myself is really much more important than anything that's chemical and all that. So after that, I never ever colored my hair. And I'm grateful because while a lot of people used to laugh and say, oh, you're so, as an actor, how can you not experiment? How do you not do different colors? People have orange hair and blue hair and pink hair. And I was like, no, I'm just going to keep my long, straight, dark brown hair. And I have to admit, for me, okay, each to their own, but it's worked out because now I don't yet have that whole jhanjat of coloring. But again, each to their own. Plenty of people like to experiment and do different things. And when the time comes, when I have a lot of grays, I guess I may color or I'll leave it as it is. But currently, I don't yet have that. So, so yeah. So how do I keep keep looking. Touch wood, young and fit is just like I said, consistency over quantity. Drink a lot of water. Be happy with whatever you are. All of us being healthy forever. I keep saying this, touch wood. All of us being healthy forever, touch wood, is the most important thing. And everything else, whether it's monetary success, fame, all that comes after. So yeah, just focus on that. Focus on being happy. What gives you joy? I've talked about this so many times. Don't compare yourself with others. Do what makes you happy, what makes you content. Of course, life is tough, there's no doubt. There's an element of competition in life. To do well at anything, there's competition. But make sure that you are happy inside, and you're not running in someone else's race. Why aren't you doing Ma'am, why aren't you doing yoga today? So yoga with Tara we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Saturdays is Saturday Known Live with Tara, where we go live with three people randomly selected from Instagram. So while we're also live on YouTube and on Facebook, I'm going to invite three people in on YouTube. So do join us there on Insta. So anyone who's wanting to actually physically come onto the live, please let me know here. And Anurag says, hi, Tara ma'am. Urja says, hi, good afternoon, Dee. How are you doing? We're fine, Touchwood. I hope you are too. Always a pleasure to have you here. Okay, so who are we going live with? Today we have a bunch of people who've sent in their requests, and let's see who's able to go live. As always, it's a pleasure chatting with all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh, and Deepika, I'm trying to go live with you. You've sent in a request. Tara G, champion forever, blasting. Ramit says, how sweet. That's very kind of you. You're still so young. That's very kind of you. I am young. I'm young at heart. And yeah. Hello from Australia, ma'am. Was watching Saya the other day. You were lovely. Akash Deep says, that's very kind of you. I hope the was is and not just a was, also an is. Thank you. Ma'am, do you know Indira Budani? Yes, I know Indira well. She's set up an amazing school, the Gateway School. We've featured the school on our show. We have a lot of people in our community who are from the show, from the school. You still have that beautiful grace that you always did. Cute videos for the soul says, that's very kind of you. For a long time, I've wondered what grace means. And I have to admit, because my dad, he left me this very beautiful note, or rather, I found this little note that he had written before he passed away. And he wrote a beautiful note to my sister as well. And I think it wasn't that he wrote it when he was passing, he had written it before. And the note said, uh, Tara, star of my sorry, grace of my life, star of my night, or something like that. I must get the actual words. Um, but it was really moving. And he used the word grace. And I always wondered, what is grace? Like, am I graceful? I don't know what grace is. But I've heard people use that word in reference to me, including a very big director that I've worked with. And I'm very grateful for that word. So thank you for using it. I think grace means just I I actually Googled. Obviously, I know what grace means, but I kept wondering because I'm not deliberately doing something to be graceful. But if you think I'm graceful, I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, so hopefully I live up to your you're calling me graceful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think it's about taking life as it comes and not pushing people out of the way. Accepting what you are with pride and dignity, and being graceful about it. I think that's what it is. Blasting Ramit says, you are a big star. Where are you now? You are disappearing from the film industry after the last movie done with John Abraham or Ritesh Deshmukh. No, Blasting Ramit, I'm very much around. See, the industry has changed. The platforms, as my husband often says, it's not what it was. You don't just have to be on the big screen to be in the industry. Even this, we're on a screen, I'm on a screen, and I'm interacting with you. So I'm very much with you. I'm very much around. But in a work context, apart from the films, I don't know if you've watched, but I have my own show that I create, produce, and host, the Tara Sharma Show, which is on. It was on Star World, on at one point it was on Pogo, and of course Colors, and it's on the Tara Sharma Show YouTube channel. So very much around with big guests on that show. And I'm now doing a tiny role in Zoe Akhtar's film The Archies. So I'm very much around blasting Ramit. Don't worry. And anytime now with social media, you can literally so around that you can literally message me, DM me, and I'll be around. Uh, so let's see now who we're gonna go live with. Let me see once again who's able to join. Deepika wasn't able to join. Um, Whoever wants to go live, accept it when you're sending in the requests. Be happy, brother says beautiful plus kindness and respectful to others. I think that's graceful, and you are really graceful. That's very kind of you. Be happy, brother. I'm very touched by that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, Vivek says, are you watching today's match between India and Pakistan? Yes, absolutely. I am in a home of very sporty boys. And I will be watching because they will be watching. So, yes, we will all be watching. And for those of you who don't know, a lot of these amazing cricketers have been on the Tara Sharma show. We've had Virat, we've had Bumrah, we've had Rohit Sharma, um, Matthew Hayden way back as well. And we're going to now start. We've had boxers like Mary Kom, we've had footballers like Chetri. So lots of inspiring people on Tara Sharma show. Do check it out. Dear Radhe, I don't know, you guys are sending requests to go live, but then you're not accepting it. Arey, kya baat hai? Please accept. If you're sending a request, please join the live. I want to hear from you guys too, not just ramble on myself. India will win. Come on, India. Uh, and Vivek says, when are you going to bring Dhoni in the Tara Sharma show? So there is a little a video with Dhoni where we met him and he actually spoke beautifully. And our kids asked him some questions. It's on the Tara Sharma Show YouTube channel. Please check it out. And yes, I wanted to have him on this season, season 6 of the Tara Sharma Show. And in fact, he very kindly said, and his manager said that he would. But I haven't yet got the show back on, and I have to now get sponsors and get the network and all that. So I will. Hi, Nitin. How are you?
Hello, man.
Hi. How's your Saturday going?
Hi. Yes, yes. Today is my holiday class. I'm a doctor. I had a call yesterday night.
Acha, very good. And what kind of doctor are you? What is your
I'm
specialization?
a radiology,
Oh,
like
wow.
sonography, X-ray.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. Sorry, did you say cardiologist or did you say? Did I hear that correct?
radiology,
Say that again.
radiology.
Ah, okay. So that's such an important space. Of course, all doctors are, but now we hear so much
Yeah,
about cardiac issues. So it's really a
yes,
space where you must be getting so many queries and questions all the time. Is there anything you'd like to
yes,
share? Is there anything you'd like to share with the viewers that might help them, just with some basic tips on staying healthy? Because that's such a big focus of everything we speak about.
yes. Just want to share that going vegan is very good instead of non-veg.
Okay.
Like raw food is very healthy, and
Okay.
lots of fruits and vegetables that will keep you healthy. As
Okay.
well as yoga. I think, yeah,
Okay.
yoga
That's
and other meditation is also an important part. Actually, a WHO definition also says that there is another third dimension that is spiritual one that is included in WHO definition. So that is also an important thing.
That's very good to know that there's also the third dimension of spiritual wellness. So we have
Yeah.
Dr. Nitin on the Tara Sharma show. Sorry, on Saturday noon live with Tara on Instagram. Those of you watching on YouTube and on Facebook, here's Dr. Nitin. We have guests every. I always say our guests are in the community, in our audience. So thank you for
Yeah.
joining and thank you for those tips.
Yeah.
Good health for us all. Touchwood is the biggest priority. So I'm always in such admiration of doctors and anyone who's doing so much to keep everyone healthy. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Have a very good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, you too, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Really wonderful. And people ask me all the time, why haven't you got, the Tara Sharma Show season 6 with big celebrities yet? I'm like, that is a lot of expense when it comes to getting sponsors, getting brands that believe in what I do. Because I'm not some big superstar, but I try really hard and I work really hard and consistently. And then I realize I have that show right here. The inspirational stories are in all of you. Each one of you has an inspirational story. All of us are stars in our own way. And hearing from you guys, having these interactions is really very inspiring to me. And I hope it is to you guys too. Um, so on that note, let me see. And yes, I will get the actual Tara Sharma show properly back on as well. Hi Suraj, let's try and go live with you again. People who are sending in requests, please accept my request back. Girish says, such a warm personality. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Really, I swear, so often if I'm feeling a little low and I come onto these lives, I feel so much better. And you guys do actually often make me teary because you're so sweet with your comments. So thank you. Acha, who else is joining us? What's going on? I've got so many requests, but people are not accepting them back. Um, Okay, who really wants to go on to the live? Let me see. The cool gym holic, because you've been sending me requests, and it sounds to me like you're a person who's into your fitness. One thing so nice about you is you never say like subscribe and share to your channel. Vivek says that's very kind of you, Vivek. I have to admit you're reminding me that that's even something to say. So guys, I feel like, I don't like to force people to do anything, so I don't like send emailers. I honestly don't even send many WhatsApp saying watch this or watch that. I believe one thing about social media is you're out there and people who want to find you will find you. So thank you. On that note, hi, how are you?
Hi, Tara, ma'am. How are you?
Good, gym holic. So are you a real gymmer? Are you a instructor? Tell me about yourself.
I'm a gymmer and I was in the Gateway School of Mumbai by Indira Kodani. And I studied 11th and 10th and 11th there.
Excellent, excellent. It's a fabulous school. Indira is amazing.
Yeah, she's very sweet. Indira ma'am is very sweet.
Yes, and I've done some shows in the Gateway School. So maybe you were a student when we did the show because it was a few years ago. So perhaps you were there.
Yeah, I was a student.
Yes, how wonderful. And do you mind me asking what your sort of special need or why you were at the Gateway School specifically? Do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
So I have attention deficit disorder,
Okay.
ADHD, where I can't concentrate for a longer period.
Okay. But I mean, I must admit, and this is why I feel platforms like this are so wonderful, where we're actually raising awareness and hearing from people. Because ADHD, I don't know too much, but you seem so, you're concentrating, you're here, you're speaking so well, you're completely engaged in this. So I think you've obviously come a long way, and I guess school did a lot of good for you as well. And perhaps when you have ADHD, I don't know how it works, but if you find the things that really interest you, maybe that's something that helps to keep your attention. Is it like that? That, like, if you're passionate about something?
Something like that, but like I focus generally on like what my passions are. Like I'm very weak in like academic, where I don't like to study a lot, and I am very weak in math, so I hate it.
Okay. But that's okay. That's okay. I mean, as a parent, I say that yes, we encourage our kids to do everything and try everything and work hard. But if you come up to something that you really don't like and you really can't do, there are always other things that you must be so good at. And just today, I was telling a friend that every person, everybody, everyone's unique. Every child is different. Everyone has different abilities. Like for us, one of our sons is really good at football and sport, and he's good at everything other things also, But our other son is very, very into his performing and all that, and he likes football, but he's not obsessed by it. So every kid has their own space that they shine in. So don't worry. I'm sure just because you're
their own
yeah
abilities and likes and dislikes.
Yes, and I'm sure you have some amazing abilities which you're already displaying. It's a big thing to even come onto a platform like this and speak so well and so confidently. So you're clearly shining in that space. And gym holic, so you must be into your fitness and your working out and all that also.
Yeah, I'm working out in the evening. So I do gym every day in the evening, and I do yoga on Mondays and Fridays.
Excellent, excellent. So I'm showing you to my people on YouTube as well and Facebook. This is the Gym Holic, so you can follow him on Instagram as well. And he's been telling us his story as someone who has ADHD and has been to a wonderful school which has kids from all backgrounds and all kinds of not only special needs, but I would call it unique abilities.
Unique children with their own skills and abilities.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for joining. And I'm sure your parents are a big support to you, and I'm sure you are to them as well. So
Indira ma'am was a bigger support actually when I was in school.
that's wonderful. It's wonderful to find people who are able to support and to understand, because sometimes a lot of it is also about lack of awareness. So I think when I look back when we were kids, uh, there was much less awareness. So people didn't even really know the words like ADHD or autism or special needs. It wasn't something that we actually knew much about. So I feel like, thankfully now there's a lot more awareness. You get the help you need, hopefully, and there's still a long way to go. But I'm hoping that you are able to also get a good job. What would you like to do? What do you want to do in the work way, in the workspace?
So currently, I'm working with my dad. We are into chemicals and UV filters, which goes into like shampoos and hair masks and
Okay.
conditioners and all.
Okay, so you got a great job as well. So that's good. So it sounds like you're doing very well and you're thriving. Thank you for joining. And for anyone out there, I love the fact that we have surprise guests every week, and this conversation may help so many other people who might be, maybe have kids who have ADHD, or maybe they themselves have ADHD. Maybe they're going through a period where they don't know, and you are a good example of doing very well even with that. So thank you for joining so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Take care. Bye. Bye.
Take care.
Bye. If Tara ma'am comes to Big Boss, it won't suit her because she won't be able to quarrel like the others, Vivek says. Absolutely. That's why I would never go on to something like Big Boss. I'm very much someone who likes to be with my family, be all of us, healthy, happy, safe, content together, touch wood. So yes, I would not be able to be in Big Boss and quarrel. I just wouldn't. I would not. So I know that about myself. Like I said, there are many things I've not done that might have earned me money and fame, but I know who I am, and I just am someone who has to be true to who I am. I just today I was talking to my very close friend and saying that sometimes I do feel maybe in the film industry also maybe I've not achieved the heights that maybe I may have. I don't know. If I had maybe done a bit more of I won't use the word networking and all that because I'm very fond of everyone I've worked with. But at some level, I'm also, I won't call it reserved, but let me put it this way. When I'm on a shoot or whatever, I'm very happy and very friendly and I like everyone. But like at a certain time, I will go home and go to my room and call my family, and so at some level I'm also a little bit reserved like that. I have a line that I don't cross, and I'm very very fond. Of course, I've made some very dear friends in the film industry, but I'm not someone who like go partying much or hobnobbing or that kind of thing. If my dad used to say वो ज्यादा बोलती नहीं वो कर दिखाती है. So I hope that still stands true. I would rather my work speak and rather do stuff that I feel is really valuable as opposed to schmoozing and trying to get stuff. So but each to their own. Again, it's not a good or bad, it's being who you are. And I think at this age, I think I'm more and more aware of who I am and what I'm comfortable doing and being. um, and on that note, again, amazing comments from everyone. Thank you. We're going to go live with one more person. Deepak says cute, that's very sweet of you. Akash says nice story. I think he's referring to Jim Holick. um, and really that was a very inspiring chat. So thank you for joining us, Jim Hollick. Thank you for this platform where we have people chat from all walks of life. It's really a pleasure. Avantika, I'm trying to see if this goes. Cute videos for the soul. Just keep smiling and know that this life is temporary. It can be taken anytime. Absolutely. So just live the moment. Absolutely. Hi, Avantika. How are you?
Hello. I was not expecting I would get accepted, but great.
That's what this the joy of this is, that it's all unexpected. I also don't know who I'm going to talk to, and you guys don't know who's going to get picked. So thank you for joining. And where are you calling from?
I am right now currently in Pune.
Okay.
I'm working as a software engineer.
Oh,
But I'm
wonderful.
also a singer, so I follow my passion as well.
Excellent.
And I'm your big fan. I watch Saya.
Thank you.
So many years back.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's so kind of you. No, thank you for joining. Thank you. And that's wonderful that you're a software engineer and you pursue your passion of singing.
Yeah.
Because I've often found that when you're someone who has a academic corporate type life, sometimes it's a quandary. Should I leave that to do my passion, or should I do my passion and not do the work, or should I do a bit of both? So you seem to have found that balance. So how do you balance it? Do you sometimes feel you want to leave one for the other, or are you quite content with the balance?
Yeah, no, actually, now I'm quite okay. Earlier, it was like I always wanted to pursue music because my family is into music always. So it was like I thought it is so easy for me to just sing, but then you realize that life is not just about like sometimes you can't follow your passion and also earn for your family. Then
Absolutely.
you have to have something else as well.
Yes.
And so I was confused. I had a bad phase also. I was depressed and stuff like that. Then I moved on and I thought, no, let's. I also liked software as well, actually. But then, because my passion was music, I thought I would do that. But then, and always both the opportunities used to knock my door at the same time. And so there was one time I just chose to go to software.
Yeah.
But right now my life is stable. Like I can manage both. I'm trying to handle both.
That's wonderful.
I think, yeah.
No,
I think we all are very scared to be greedy. But I think sometimes I just heard, I think Priyanka Chopra's some interview. She told that be greedy. Like why do you want to choose one and lose one? Always. Why do you want to choose? Choose everything that you can.
That's a wonderful, that's great. And that's good advice from her. That's actually a wonderful story from you. And honestly, it makes me think a lot about myself, because I'm also someone who, I actually started my career at Accenture in IT. I was a management consultant in London, and I was at the London School of Economics prior to that, and I studied management. I did my BSc in management. So I was very academic as a kid, and I always wanted a secure job because I come from a family where my dad was an author and a playwright known for his amazing voice, wonderful actor. My mom's an author. So I came from a uncertain sort of, freelance life where my parents, touchwood, did very well, but it wasn't like a regular income kind of life. And I always felt I want to have this steady income. And my grandfather was a publisher, and he had a very steady income, and and he so but the desire to act was very strong in me, and I really knew, if I went through a point when I was like, if I don't fulfill this, I don't want to wake up at 90 and regret. So I kept feeling like for me, what was driving me was I don't want to regret. And I tried for a while to balance both. But then I came to a point where I had to leave my job in order to act because the time commitment needed was a lot. But I was very mindful, and I tell youngsters this all the time that I'm no great example. I'm not some big achiever, but I would always say passion, practicality, and perseverance. Practicality and earning is really important. So when people say
Really
follow your
important,
dreams, don't give up, always follow your passion, I would always add the caveat, be practical. It has to earn. So even when I switched from Accenture to acting, I was always thinking, is it earning me money? Am I going to earn? How much will I earn? I may not earn as much, but it has to earn something. And till today, because I'm not some big star, but till today, I started my show as a way of combining business with being on screen, with being with my family. I had to earn. Even now, when I get low, and I do get low sometimes thinking, what am I doing? I could be a partner at Accenture. I could have done this, I could have done that. And look at me sitting on Saturday and doing these lives. But it gives me so much joy. But still, I'm investing a little bit, but I make sure I'm earning somewhere something. Otherwise, how do you sustain? I mean, we are all people who have to, even if one's wealthy, even if one has your self-worth, you need to earn. I need to. We're a double income home. I have to. So I totally relate to what you're saying, and I think it's fabulous that you found the balance. Keep going, and don't give up on either. And sometimes if the pull on one side is more than the other, it can be tricky, but find what works for you. So thank you for sharing that.
And I'm so glad that you're so real. It's never like celebrities are sometimes not very real actually. You're so real. I'm
Thank you.
very glad that I just talked to you and felt like, oh, there's somebody more successful and also has like similar issues. We all face it every day.
We
but
all
it's good
face it, trust
that you
me.
have this platform of people that it's great to.
Thank you. And I get teary-eyed because sometimes I feel, what am I doing? I'm honestly very well educated and qualified, and I could be earning like, if I had stayed in that, or I could have been some big actress if I'd only focused. But again, I really do believe each person's journey is different, and you have to also know what success means to you, And I think for me as a person, family, and as I keep harping on good health for us all, touchwood, is kind of the biggest priority. Everything else comes after that. So I think it's also important because, see, someone like Priyanka, I have a lot of respect for her. In fact, we started our careers we actually went to the same acting class at one point. And and I'm very fond of her. And I look at her journey, and I used to get asked this, in fact, sometimes in interviews, because, a lot of, I don't mean to generalize because many journalists are very, 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 very sensitive, but some people say things, they don't mean to be a little, a little almost rude, but sometimes people say things like, Arey, you started with Priyanka and John, and, Tara, look where you are and look where they are. And, initially I used to feel a little hurt, but then I used to think about it and I was like, but what matters to me and what my values are might be different to somebody else. And I don't aspire to be number one or whatever at the cost of my family or whatever else. So again, you have to do what works for you.
Everything has a price to pay actually.
Absolutely. Like I took very long. My kids are now really big. It's only last year for the first time I left them for 15 days for a movie shoot. I was not ready before. Everybody's different. People used to tell me, are you nuts? Why aren't you going? I was like, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? So you have to do what works for you. But really lovely chatting to you. Thank you. And really, I also get a lot of joy from hearing stories that we're not alone. We all have all these pulls in different directions. And I must tell you, watch this TED talk that I watched, which really helped me. It's about something called multi-potentiality.
Okay, I'll watch for sure.
Google it, and I'm not giving myself some pride and saying I'm a potentialist, but what it talks about is people who have different interests and abilities that could be viable careers. You see, when people, there are
Yeah.
many people
Yeah.
who know just what they want to do. There are people who stick to one thing, but there are also people, honestly, like us, who have different things that could be careers. So you often feel
Yeah.
confused and you have to figure out how to balance it. So, yeah, so check it out. Thank you for
Sure,
joining.
sure. Thank you so much. It's my Saturday motivation for today.
Thank you. See you. Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
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 And on that note, guys, I won't keep you. I've been rambling on, but it's so inspiring to speak to people. Like I said, this was Avantika, who is
You can
also.
cut this, right? I am not getting any option
Yeah,
to
I
cut.
think you have to. There's a little cross on the top of your screen. I think you just have to press that.
Okay. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah. Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna go live. Usually it's just three, but I did see my dear friend Urja here, who is, I call her a friend because we've met through this platform. And I am gonna go live with her for a minute just to say hi and see how she's doing. And then I'm gonna let you guys go. Um, Ma'am, will you come in Big Boss? No, Ari, yaar, I won't survive in Big Boss. What go there? And one day I'll probably cry. Love you so much, ma'am. Vipin says, thank you guys. It's such a pleasure talking to all of you always. Um, and ma'am, how was it to grow up as a child from being two different cultures like you? Your father was Indian and mother was from England. If I'm not wrong, it must have been lovely, full of sweet memories. Anurag, so lovely of you to ask me that. I talk often on my social media about being mixed, and I'm going to tell you more about this soon. Watch this space. But yeah, I think I'm very grateful to have this mixed world. Again, each to their own. Everyone, I'm sure, is grateful for whatever their lineage is. I think as a kid, because I look very Indian and we grew up in India. My mom lives here. She's lived here over 55 years ever since she married my dad. So I felt very Indian, and people never questioned. So I never really talked about being mixed till a little later. But yes, we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Diwali, we celebrate everything. But then so many people do now, right? So times are different now. But when I was a kid, I think as a kid, I just wanted to fit in. I wanted to be the same as everyone else. Uh, but at the same time, yes, my mom is very much English. English as in not an Indian English, but English, and my dad's very Indian, very, very much Indian. So I will tell you much more about this, Anurag. Watch this space. Follow my hashtag Mix That's Us on Instagram because I often share things about the emotions and things that are connected to maybe being mixed. Where I am kind of like I feel like I belong, but I don't fully belong. And then sometimes I feel I belong in two places, and then I don't really belong in either. And then I find my own place to belong. And I find that mixed as lineage, it also sometimes makes me think of the mixed interests I have, the mixed abilities, uh, and all kinds of things. So thank you for that question. It's made me realize that what I'm working on, I must do more of because I'll tell you more about it. You guys are my community, and I feel I can share all this with you. So, yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Urja, I'm trying once more to go live with you, but if you're busy, I won't disturb you. I'll let you guys get on. It's so lovely chatting with all of you. Once again, thank you. You make my day. And for those of you who say, I make your day, thank you. Okay, on that note, I think Urja must be busy and just wanted to send you lots of love. And to all of you, thank you guys so much for joining. Always a pleasure. Ta-ra, ta-ra, ta-ra. Bye. Bye, guys. Love chatting with all of you. Um, Satish says hi. Tarun from Melbourne says, hope you're doing well. We're fine, Touchwood. I hope you are too. And people from all over the world joining us and interacting. And what fabulous guests we had today. We had Jim Holick, who's got ADHD and was at the Gateway School of India, so he was of Bombay. So he was talking about his journey with special needs. We had amazing Avantika, who's a software engineer, who's also a singer, talking about having mixed interests. And we also had an amazing cardiologist, Nitin, doctor. So we've had a real amazing bunch of inspirational guests, absolutely out of the blue. Shaista, my lovely friend Shaista. Shaista, thank you, Tara. One should do what makes one happy. You're a genuine person inside and out. Today, you totally proud. You poured your soul out in this session, Fab. Thank you so much, Shaista. It's so kind of you, and I'm so grateful for these kind of encouraging comments. And same to you. You are amazing. Of course, we're friends, and her brother's daughter is a very close friend of our older son. So lots in common. And thank you for joining. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for joining Saturday Noon Live with Tara. I'll be back. Whether there's a few of you, none of you, or many of you. So consistency is my middle name. See you on this and on Yoga with Tara, and hopefully the Tara Sharma Show again soon. Bye. Ta-ra, ta-ra, ta-ra. And the big screen. Ta-ra, ta-ra, ta-ra. Bye. Hi, Dominic. Thank you. Thanks, Dipesh. Thanks, everyone who's joined us on Facebook as well and on YouTube. Thank you. What wonderful guests we had today. Just wonderful. I can't tell you. Thank you.